In life, there are sometimes people who do not respect our words, our time, or even our very presence. They test you, try to assert their superiority, challenge your emotions, and attempt to manipulate you. These people may appear in the workplace, among friends, or even within your family. Their behavior can frustrate you, make you feel worthless, and sometimes it seems impossible to remain calm. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that true strength does not come from another person's behavior. It comes from your reaction. You are not defined by someone else's words or actions. Your inner calm and conduct define you. In this video, you will learn how to handle such people with calmness, self-respect, and strength. Every step will make you stronger, calmer, and more in control. Watch the video until the end, because every new tactic will protect you from emotional manipulation and strengthen your inner peace. Subscribe to our channel, like the video, and share it. Turn on notifications so you can be the first to learn each new Stoic insight and transform your life. The first step in dealing with people who do not respect you is to take control of your emotions. When faced with disrespect, our instinctive reaction is often to get angry immediately, defend ourselves, or try to silence the other person. This is natural, but Stoic philosophy teaches us that real strength lies in our reaction to someone else's actions. In other words, we are affected not by events themselves, but by our thoughts about them. Imagine this: a colleague mocks your ideas at work, a friend ignores you, or a family member makes a harsh, disrespectful comment. Your heart races, you get frustrated, and you want to respond immediately. But Stoicism says that reacting instantly weakens you. True power lies in staying calm and seeing the situation objectively. So how can we do this? First, take a deep breath. It may seem simple, but as you breathe, you give your mind a moment to calm down, control your emotions, and gather your thoughts. With each breath, take a step back and observe the situation. Second, evaluate the situation objectively. Do not take people's behavior personally. Their words and actions often reflect their own inner state and beliefs, not you. Stoics say that every person lives in their own reality. Therefore, the disrespect of the person in front of you reflects their inner world, not your worth. Third, think before you respond. Pausing for a few seconds or even a few minutes can make a huge difference. During this time, you can decide what you want to say, the tone you want to use, and the behavior that will make you appear stronger. Sometimes not responding at all is the strongest response. Stoic philosophy teaches that mastering your emotions also means protecting your inner calm. To prevent a disrespectful person from emotionally manipulating you, you must first protect yourself. Calmness, thought, and reason are always powerful. To practice this in daily life, try small exercises. For example, when someone speaks harshly, take a deep breath. Observe the situation from a step back and then respond. It may feel difficult at first, but over time, this habit will become second nature. You cannot change someone else's behavior, but you can choose your reaction. Disrespectful words should not weaken you. On the contrary, your ability to manage them is your power. Now pause for a moment and reflect. The last time someone treated you disrespectfully, how did you react? Did you respond immediately or did you remain calm? This simple difference measures your Stoic strength. Remaining calm when facing disrespectful people is important, but it is not enough. True strength lies in setting your boundaries. This is the second way to handle the situation. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of boundaries. They protect your inner value, demonstrate your self-respect, and ensure your emotional stability. Imagine someone behaves disrespectfully toward you. At first, most of us react immediately. We get angry, feel the urge to respond, and sometimes show it not just with words but with actions. However, Stoics teach that instead of reacting impulsively, defining your boundaries actually increases your strength. What does setting a boundary mean? It is not just saying, "I won't tolerate this." It means sending a clear, direct message to protect your inner value and self-respect. For example, if someone speaks rudely, you can calmly say, "I do not accept being spoken to like this," or "You cannot speak to me that way." This does not make you weak, on the contrary. It demonstrates your respect for yourself. According to Stoic philosophy, setting a boundary is also emotional freedom. When your boundary is strong, disrespectful behavior cannot affect you. In other words, boundaries are not about changing someone else's behavior, they are about protecting your inner world. In daily life, setting boundaries may sometimes feel difficult because people test them. Sometimes they may not accept your boundary, or they may challenge you to see your reaction. But remember, setting a boundary is a sign of your inner strength. You cannot control someone else's actions, but you can choose your reaction. To apply this in practice, you can follow these steps. 1. Know your boundaries. Clarify which behaviors in your life are unacceptable. 2. Express them calmly and clearly. When faced with disrespect, state your boundary firmly but without anger. 3. Do not hesitate to create distance. Sometimes physical or emotional distance is necessary. This is not weakness, it is a way to preserve inner calm. This approach also serves as a lesson to the other person. They will understand that testing you or trying to diminish your value is impossible. Your boundary is strong, and you protect your inner calm. In Stoic philosophy, setting boundaries is also a demonstration of self-respect and personal value. Protecting your boundaries shields you from emotional manipulation and helps create balance in your life. Yes, we are all human. When faced with disrespectful words or behavior, most of us instinctively want to respond immediately. We think, if I don't respond, I'll get hurt. But Stoic philosophy teaches that true strength does not lie in reacting immediately. It lies in choosing a thoughtful, intelligent response. This is the third path of dealing with challenges. Imagine this. In a certain situation, a colleague or a close person mocks your opinion, a friend ignores you, or a family member makes a harsh remark. Our immediate urge is to respond. However, while this first reflex is natural, reacting instantly weakens you. Real power lies in staying calm, evaluating the situation objectively, and acting wisely. Sometimes the strongest action is silence. Silence is not just refraining from speaking, it is a powerful tool to make the other person reflect on the consequences of their behavior. People often act based on how others react to them. Silence protects you and forces them to analyze their own actions. Stoics explain it this way: you are not required to get upset over someone else's words. No word should disturb your inner calm. You choose your response, and that choice shows your strength. To apply this principle in daily life, here are practical steps. As mentioned, when you encounter disrespectful words, take a deep breath. This simple technique calms your emotions and prevents impulsive reactions. Then analyze the other person's intent. Often, disrespectful words reflect their inner state and do not define your value. If a response is not necessary, remain silent. Silence protects you from emotional manipulation and makes the other person reflect. If a response is required, be calm, assertive, and without anger. Angry responses show weakness. Thoughtful, composed responses demonstrate strength. Disrespectful behavior is temporary. According to Stoic philosophy, another person's behavior does not determine your value. As long as you protect your inner calm and principles, their words lose their power. For example, imagine a friend mocks you in public. At first you feel anger and want to respond immediately, but you take a step back, breathe deeply, and analyze the situation. You do not respond verbally. You remain calm while asserting your boundary. This protects you and makes your friend reflect on the consequences of their behavior. According to Stoic philosophy, true freedom lies not in reacting to someone else's actions, but in choosing your reaction. You cannot control their words, but you can control your behavior. Over time, this ability becomes the primary source of your strength. The fourth way to handle people who don't respect you is not to take someone else's behavior personally. What does this mean? Disrespectful people sometimes act as if they are determining your value. Their words may be harsh, their actions rough. In those moments, you might feel small, weak, or unworthy. However, Stoic philosophy reminds us that another person's behavior does not define your inner value. True value comes from within, from your principles, your choices, your inner strength, your understanding of life, and your honesty with yourself. Everyone experiences this situation in life. People project their own weaknesses, insecurities, and inner turmoil onto others, often expressing it through harsh behavior. Their rudeness says nothing about you. It reflects their inner world. Stoics teach that another person's words and actions only reflect them, not you. Someone's disrespect or harshness cannot touch your inner stability if you do not attach yourself to it. This principle is not merely theoretical. It manifests in everyday life. Another person's behavior, words, and attitudes may affect us, but they cannot truly control our inner world. Your value does not come from someone else's words. It comes from your own choices, inner stability, and adherence to your principles. Inner independence is one of the most important concepts in Stoic philosophy. It means not being emotionally shaken by others' behavior, protecting your inner peace, and preserving your self-worth. This independence gives you strength, calm, stability, and emotional freedom. No matter how harsh people act, you are the master of your inner world. Everyone has weaknesses, fears, and inner turmoil. A disrespectful person's harsh behavior stems from their own flaws, jealousy, and inner chaos. Their actions say nothing about you. Once you understand this, the need to feel small or doubt your worth because of someone else's words disappears. Stoic philosophy teaches that not judging yourself by another's words and behavior strengthens you. It does not just create emotional freedom, it brings balance to your life. Disrespectful behavior cannot test, manipulate, or disturb you. You are entirely free with your inner strength. This skill is crucial in all areas of life. People may try to control us through words and actions, but Stoic philosophy reminds us that their power exists only as far as the reaction we give it. When you do not react, their behavior cannot touch your inner world. Your value remains unchanged. Your inner stability remains firm. Not taking another person's behavior personally protects you not only from disrespectful people, but also preserves your inner strength and freedom. Certainly, someone's harshness or rudeness may attempt to shake you, but by not accepting it, you remain steady in your inner calm. This is the true expression of Stoic strength, maintaining inner independence and balance. Regardless of the external world, when your value does not come from another's behavior, you are no longer vulnerable to their influence. You are the owner of your inner world. You cannot be emotionally manipulated. Your inner value is stable, unchanging, and solid. Stoic philosophy is clear on this. Not taking someone else's behavior personally means maintaining inner calm and emotional freedom. This skill gives you strength, balance, inner stability, and decisiveness. You no longer waver because of someone else's words. You remain calm and strong in your inner world. Every moment, the words and actions we encounter test us, but they only test our inner strength, not our external worth. This principle provides emotional freedom and stability in all aspects of life. Words and actions reflect the person who expresses them. You, however, preserve your inner value. This understanding gives you power and freedom in every area of life. You are no longer affected by someone else's words or behavior. Your value remains constant, your inner world firm and balanced. Another person's harsh behavior and disrespect cannot disturb your inner stability. Finally, the fifth way to handle disrespectful people is, when necessary, to create distance. Sometimes life presents us with individuals whose respect we cannot earn. No matter how much effort we make, they do not change. Their behavior remains untouchable and sometimes rude. According to Stoic philosophy, we cannot control another person's behavior. Their words, actions, and reactions are beyond our control. Our control lies only in our own inner reactions, principles, and values. Sometimes the wisest and most effective approach is to create distance. This distance can be both physical and emotional. Physical distance, stepping away from the person for a period, reduces their negative influence. This action does not indicate weakness. On the contrary, it is a way to protect your inner strength and maintain emotional stability. Emotional distance, however, has a subtler yet equally powerful effect. Here you set boundaries with the other person and do not allow their behavior to affect you. Their harshness and disrespect do not touch you. You remain calm, present with your tranquility and inner strength. This is a core principle of Stoic philosophy. Inner peace is independent of another person's actions. Stoics remind us that it is not in our control to change everything in life. People may not change their words or behavior, but you can create distance to protect your inner value, maintain your calm, and preserve your life energy. This distance brings balance to your life, strengthens your inner power, and shields you from emotional manipulation. Creating distance is not only about protecting yourself, it also enhances your inner strength. Instead of reacting immediately to someone's disrespect, staying calm, remembering your inner value, and choosing inaction shows that you are principled and strong. This is one of the most important points of Stoic philosophy. Inner peace and inner value are independent of another person's behavior. When necessary, creating distance also means protecting your emotional boundaries. You are no longer affected by someone else's rude behavior. Their negative energy does not control you. This not only shields you, but also strengthens your internal stability. You direct your energy and attention only toward areas that truly matter to you. According to Stoic philosophy, creating distance is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it is the wisest way to protect yourself and your inner principles. You maintain your position against another person's disrespect with silence, calmness, and the power of your inner value. This brings balance, tranquility, and emotional freedom to both your personal and professional life. Remember, creating distance preserves your inner stability and channels your life energy in the right direction. Continuous encounters with disrespectful and negative people weaken you and disrupt your inner balance. The Stoic approach teaches you to protect your energy and focus only on meaningful and constructive areas. Over time, this is essential for both emotional health and inner peace. Creating distance should not be seen as a weakness. On the contrary, it is a wise step to protect yourself. Maintain your inner calm and stay true to your principles. You are no longer affected by someone else's disrespect. You preserve your own value, tranquility, and balance. Therefore, in relationships with such people, create distance when necessary, whether physical or emotional. This protects you, strengthens your inner stability, and brings balance to your life. Protect your value, maintain your calm, and direct your energy to the right places. Encountering disrespectful people is a part of life, but Stoic philosophy shows us that true power does not lie in changing another person's behavior. It lies in controlling our own reactions. Stay calm, maintain your boundaries, and remain true to your inner value. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell and share your thoughts in the comments.